20 apexes is what I'm currently trading. The same ones that we passed last week are the ones that I am now starting to trade. So I'm gonna be using micros on these, right? Just to be safe. Good. Micros to pass in one day. I use more than micros, bro. I use more than micros. Way more than micros to pass evals. I typically use minis, bro. To pass evals, like at least one to two mini, like minimum, you know? Bare minimum. And then we go for NY. Yeah. Yes. That is what I think this thing is going right now. We had a nice, like a really nice low that was created here. I don't know if anybody saw this, but damn, this thing was perfect. Sweep of this Asia low, right? We had a midnight open sweep of this Asia low, 15-minute BPR, obviously, and 1 minute flow model back up. Like, I mean, it was pretty much perfect. Pretty nice. Anyways, so here for New York, I am going to be bullish. Okay, bullish to take out at least, like, at the bare minimum, the current daily high, right? Current daily high needs to get taken. And yeah, like, pretty simple. We got to take this current daily high to complete a daily PO3, right? So we're going to complete the daily PO3, and that's what I'm going to try to play into here. So initial look coming into today is I'm bullish, and I would like to see market continue trading higher and higher and higher. I would really like for this to be the low, right? So if this is the low, we're good. So that's what I'm going to want to see here. We don't know yet how this 9:30 is going to be opening this week. So what I want to see is like a nice Judas swing, like something that we usually get. So a nice move lower and then higher. Okay, that's what I would like to see. But last week we got the Judas swing was completely destroyed. There was like no move in the opposite direction at all. Nice move here, going straight up. Yeah, I know. I do see this 4-hour BPR. It's a little far. So for now, I'm going to say I don't want the 4-hour BPR to get hit, but it absolutely could. It absolutely could, bro. But right now, this thing is inversing this 15-minute here. Not the biggest fan of like this inverse. Like, I don't really care to take this inverse because there was no sweep. So if I'm taking an inverse, I need to see at least a sweep of a swing low or a swing high to consider that. And so therefore I wouldn't take this inverse. Same thing here. Look, this move that we got right here, we didn't have a sweep of like a previous low or high. So you can see clearly that this inverse ends up not working, right? It ends up not working out. Neither does this one. We had a closure underneath this, and neither of these end up working. The one that does end up working is the one that takes out a swing low like this. Take out the swing low, and I'm sure we had an inversion here at some point. So therefore, I don't really care for this inversion. What is BPR? BPR is where a bearish gap, so an inverse gap, or even just a bearish gap, and a bullish gap, they overlap. So you see how this is a bearish fair value gap here, right? And then you see how this is a bullish fair value gap. Well, this dark shaded area now is a balanced price range because we have an overlap of a bearish and a bullish gap. All right, we have 2 minutes here. Again, I'm looking for upside. So preferred move is going to be lower than higher, but it could just go straight up here too. All right, looking for upside right now. Yes, balanced price range. Yep. 4-hour IVG, no. It does not have to break. It is going to this high right here. This daily high is where this thing is going. I have a feeling this just pumps here in the next 5 seconds. I don't think this gives me an entry lower. I mean, it'd be great if it did, but I don't know if it does. Yeah. As I suspected. No entry there for me. Oh my god, man. Pump of doom. Pump of doom. Daily high was the objective here, so that is about to get slapped up right now. This is gonna get hit in a sec. And then previous day high is the next target, by the way, guys. I do think that this gets slapped here. For our BPR above? No. Well, actually, no. Yeah, this is I mean, this would be actually. You're right. This would be a BPR, regardless of the open or not. This here would be a BPR. Yeah, so we have a bullish and we have a bearish. We haven't traded into the bullish one yet, but we are trading inside of the bearish one. Are you trading NQ? Yes, I am. Ooh, I mean, this might like just dump now, no? Ooh, we got a nice looking inverse here. Quite interesting. I mean, 30-second inversion is not really something that I take, but you know, worth watching. Here's a 30-second BPR. We'll see what this does. If I take an inversion here, ideal setup, 5 minute, right? 5 minute. That's the only thing that I see here. Or a 15-minute CE. That would be the only two like potential entries here. To go lower, that is. You know, but I like I said, I would expect for this to go higher. Like I want this to trade higher. It's just, bro, getting an entry here is gonna be damn near impossible. Are you looking for longs? Daily PO3, Z. Daily PO3. Gotta complete this daily PO3 here. Right, we don't have a manipulation like here at these highs, so this high needs to get taken, and we have a solid low that gets put in here inside of a 15-minute BPR. All right, we did hit this 5-minute gap. Obviously, this is not a time frame where I can really find an entry from, but we can watch the lower time frame and see what happens here. Can you explain Apex 30% consistency rule for the first time payout? So whatever your total profit you end up making is, so let's say your total profit ends up being, let's say your total profit is $5,000. All right, boom. So you take a 50K account to 55K. Total profit is $5,000. One single day's profits cannot exceed more than 30% of total profit. Okay, so in this case it's $5,000, right? So let's just do some quick maths. $5,000 times 30%, and that gives us 1,500 bucks, which means one day cannot exceed 1,500. Okay, that's it. Very simple. Very simple. All right, as long as you can do that, and this is the case with any kind of consistency rule. This, okay, so whatever your total profit you're gonna have, you just want to multiply that by the consistency percent, and that's how you're gonna get your amount that you cannot exceed. Okay, 15-minute CE with SMT at the highs. Again, the daily here to me is a little bullish. So a bearish 15-minute CE, I'm really gonna have to think about. I mean, that I'm not too sure about, but I don't know. Look, it's pretty choppy here right now. I'm glad I'm not in a trade, but it's very, very choppy here. This open has done almost nothing. Right, we're right back to the 930 low, right? So this open has done absolutely niche. I'll watch a 15-minute CE, but this, because I'm bullish on this daily here, you know, looks a little bit better to me to go up. One thing that I will say I'll note for everybody is, you guys remember what time frames I told you guys when I say I want to see a high, a reliable high or low of day? What are the 2 time frames that I want to see? The 2 time frames for reliable high or low a day. What is that? Yep, there you go. 4 hour, and 1 hour. 4 hour and 1 hour. Those are the 2 time frames. So 4 hour, it's really just hourly or higher, but 4 hour and 1 hour are the ones that are mainly going to be used. If we have a 4 hour or 1 hour PD rate that we push into, then I know that that is a reliable high or low of day candidate. This here, that's the only thing that kind of throws me off. This here is a 15-minute PD rate. It is not an hourly. It is not a 4 hour. So it's not entirely out of the question for us to trade into this. You know, and my higher time frame, like overall bias, overall. So I'm talking like a month out. I am bearish as fuck. I'm very bearish. Like this is for sure going lower into the next quarter or next quarter, right? For sure is going lower at some point. Not a doubt in my mind about that. It's just this day specifically, I was leaning more a little towards the upside. Not just this day, but this week, right? We opened this week. This is the weekly open right here. Where is this manipulated? Nowhere. It's not manipulated anywhere. So to me, immediately, like, you know, even though I have an overall short bias, it now becomes a little lower probability at least, to trade a short, because I can also look at this weekly and daily that are opening, and I can see there's no manipulation like here at all. So this is what I mentioned in my weekly outlook. One of the things that I mentioned in my weekly outlook in the premium yesterday is the overall bias is bearish, but you know, down here we can be bullish, but it's just kind of conflicting. You know, especially when it does things like this, like it doesn't quite want to reach into those highs. Like with this is going to get that inverse that I was pointing out earlier, but it's just going to be such a low close that that's not worth taking, right? This is the 5-minute right here. This was the one that I was pointing out. I said this is the only inverse I would take. Now I can't really take it, right? We're heading to lower 1 hour FVG. If you reverse from it, would you take it? Yeah, I would. If we get a 5-minute CSD back up, I'll take it, but I got this 849.50. I don't know if it gets there, but we have 849.50 inside of this gap. I don't know if it's got the juice, but I do like it. 1 hour gap here, just tapped in. So let's see. Fuck, bro, this this dump is like throws me off a little bit. Also, the fact that we just hit this hourly gap before 10 a.m. even opened, bruv. So now there's effectively nowhere for 10 a.m. to manipulate in this leg, right? If 10 a.m. was to go higher at all, there is nowhere for it to manipulate. Midnight not manipulated yet, right? No, it has. You could consider this a midnight manipulation because we had a sweep of the Asia low. You for sure could consider that. Why would we inverse the 4 hour just to inverse it again? Bro, happens all the time, brother. Happens all the damn time. We also didn't inverse the 4 hour yet. We didn't inverse any 4 hour yet. Tried getting a bounce here, but the problem with this is that we're not going to see a 5-minute change in state entry until all the way up here, which means we're going to have a 150 point stop. So that's out of the question, 100% out of the damn question. The thing that throws me off about this now, see, bro, like this is the thing. I can make a case for both sides. And when I can do that, I already like immediately am just not loving it. So anyways, the problem with this is now that 10 a.m. has not opened and we've manipulated into the only valid PD array that we could have manipulated into. We just manipulated into them. Can it rebound from London lows? This is what it's trying to do. No, I don't know. I'm actually really happy that I'm not in a trade right now, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm very glad I'm not in a trade. Because this is I mean, it hasn't really done much, right? Like we went from this range high to this range low. Hasn't really done too much. Strong bullish SMT. I'm just waiting for the yeah. There's always SMT, but there's got to be a setup there too. That's my thing. I need to see a setup. Are there other prop firm rules people just get tripped up on just to be aware? The only two that I feel like have a big effect on people that people complain about the most: consistency rule, trailing drawdown. Those are the two that have the biggest, like, people hate those because it's you know, it's difficult to wrap your head around it sometimes, I guess. But I feel like Apex rules help me stay disciplined. Yeah, exactly. Look, there's two ways to look at it, right? And there's two ways to look at anything in life. There's two ways to look at any situation in life. Either you can look at a situation that you're in and be like, oh, this sucks, like this is horrible, and just think the worst things, right? And it becomes that. It embodies that. Or you can think, I can learn from this, or I can use this to you know, be a more disciplined human being, a better trader, you know, whatever the case might be. If you look at rules that way, then you kind of like just bend your reality to not bitch and complain about certain rules, because there's going to be bullshit rules with like just about every firm, right? Every firm has like some sort of bullshit rules. We just hit a BPR, 15-minute BPR up here, bearish BPR. We just hit it. Oh, sorry, this is the 5-minute. My bad. I meant to say 5-minute. So we just tapped it, and we can. I mean, I guess we could see what it does. Like, I don't know. It's trying to reject this here, this BPR, but not really. I don't know. I don't know what the hell this thing's doing, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is trying to reject this 5-minute BPR. There's nothing. There's literally nothing here on a 15-minute that I could take. I mean, the only reason I'm on a 5-minute is because the hourly fair value gap we hit. But dude, I can't do shit on here. Dude, this is doing nothing, bro. Like literally nothing has happened. Motivate platform to copy trade my account. Yeah, you can use like different platforms like that. Like Tradeovate has a built-in copy trade feature. The only issue is that you can only do that on PC. I trade a lot on my phone. Like if I'm not at home and I want to place a trade, I do it with a phone. So therefore I had to get a copy trader. You know, the Tradeovate one wouldn't have worked for me, and obviously I don't use MotiveWave, so can't use that either. How do you copy trade on your phone? I just told you, Tradecopia. I literally just got done saying that. Come on, Brev. Does Tradecopia copy trade when you place trades on your phone? Yes. Yes. If your PC goes to sleep, if it's not completely shut down, and if it's just sleep, which means the app is still running in the background, you're fine. You can always take a micro just to double check, you know? So we did hit this 5-minute BPR here, right? Bearish BPR. And we do have now a 1-minute inversion gap here that was created as well. Just closed, just got created. 5-minute Wick CE, I believe, as well here. No, 5-minute Wick CE edge. Wow, GG's. So yeah, on the 1-minute, I mean, actionable sell setup, but I don't like any of this in here. I don't like any of this shit. Team CE, yeah, definitely no sauce levels there. That's the concerning part. However, let's see, hold on. No, I mean, there's nothing. There really is nothing. Maybe holy dump. It just hit my 79.75 level, but I actually don't like this candle at all. Hold up. Pause on the segment real quick. Not sure what this is going to do here, but this is a now or never kind of bounce area. I'm not taking it, but this is for sure now or never bounce area. It's either going to do it here, or this is just going to go straight for the low and invalidates this area that we're inside. Ooh, we just hit that 849.50. That was the lower level I had. And now I'm just sketched out about longing, bro. That's the only thing. I'm a little sketched out because it's 10 a.m., bro. And where the hell is this supposed to manipulate? So that 849.50, that was my potential long limit. Had we not pushed into this hourly gap earlier. I'm just gonna be a little selective today, bro. These are my fresh 20 $50,000 accounts on Apex. We're gonna be selective. We don't want to start off on a bad note, so this is not something I'll take. How much can I request max on Apex at $2,600 balance? On a 50K with a $2,600 balance? I don't know. I don't think you can request anything. Like I said, that's the buffer. So you have to, if you want to request 2 grand, you got to get to 54.6K and then you can withdraw 2. Oh, you can request $500 into the buffer? Okay. So, all right, there you go. We retouched this this level, this 849 level that I had down there, which effectively makes it not that great of a level anymore. So I wouldn't take that anymore. All right, that 859. Still trading in this 1 hour gap. So I don't know what this wants to do here, dude. I really don't. Yeah, so you can withdraw $500 at 2,600. Okay, there you go. There you go. I'm taking 789. 789. What the hell is that? 789. How's everyone doing mentally? Yo, what a great question. How is everybody doing mentally, bro? How is everybody doing mentally? I want to see something happen here on a 15, bro. That's the only way I get an entry. I don't get an entry if it's not off the 15. We do have a 5-minute gap right there. You can watch that. See what this does. We have a lower change in state too now, by the way, guys. Change in state is right here. So let's see. The thing with this 5-minute is no lower wick here, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes or what it does. That's why I said with TPT, it makes more sense to buy 5, which is the max that you can buy 5 and pass them together, as opposed to do 1 at a time. It doesn't make sense. 1 at a time will just take you a hot ass minute. I like these longs if you close respect to 15-minute FVG and inverse on 5. Yeah, I do too. I do too. I do as well. We'll see. I can't pass my evals. Why can't you pass your evals? Too much pressure. Just take it slow, bro. Size light. Take it slow. You're so worried about getting onto a funded. You know, getting onto a funded is gonna do nothing for you. It's gonna do absolutely nothing. If you're folding under pressure on an eval, I promise you, funded's gonna do nothing. So don't try to like sit there and go for the funded. Just try to sharpen the knife on the eval. Why do people fake their profitability? Is it that hard to become profitable for real? For some people, yeah, bro. For some people, of course it is. Like, this is just not meant for some people. Some people are just genuinely not meant for this, right? There's also some people that are good teachers, but bad traders. There's some people that are good traders and bad teachers. And there's some people that can be good at both, right? So, you know, I think if somebody sees that, oh, they're ass at trading, but they're good at teaching, that's like a free invitation to start a paid Discord, bro. And then boom, that's what they do, right? That's what they do. I don't think it's wrong to, all traders think they're by default good at teaching. This is true too. This is true as well. I don't think it's wrong to have a paid Discord. I think if you have a strategy that works, I think you can absolutely charge for your time, right? But when I think it's wrong is when you lie about being profitable and then you sell a Discord. That's what makes it wrong. Okay? Doesn't matter if your system works or not. That does not matter. What matters is that you are like not, your marketing is not honest, right? That's the issue with that. And I've said this before. I'll say it time and time and time again. I think the only way nowadays, especially, bro, where we live in a day and age where it's easy to fake payouts, it's easy to fake, bro, people fake broker statements. That is a crime, and people do it, right? I think the only thing that differentiates a real trader from a fake trader is their ability to trade live. So if you guys, so let's use, for example, let's just use my stream as a standard, right? If you go watch somebody else's stream that is not like this, or they are not able to articulate why they are entering a trade, they're not able to articulate a bias, like they're not able to tell you these things, they're most likely just gambling. That's all they're doing, right? They're just gambling and then selling you a Discord. But I think watching somebody trade live is a great way to differentiate a real trader from a fake trader. That does not mean every person that is trading live is real. That just means that you watch the live and figure out if they're real or not. I learned about SMTs through your educational YouTube videos, paired with other confirmations. Already has some profitable trades, so thank you. Hell yeah, bro. Can you be transparent about all the prop firms and give your thoughts without any bias from your sponsors? So the ones, here's the thing. The prop firms that I am affiliated with are the only ones that I actively use. I only affiliate with prop firms that I use. If a prop firm reaches out to me, okay, genuinely 100%, I can prove this, right? If a prop firm reaches out to me and they want to partner up, before I would partner up with them, I would trade on the firm, look at the rules, at least get a payout. And once I have accomplished that, I'll be like, okay, this is good enough. It is up to my standard enough for me to promote it to my audience, because I wouldn't promote some bullshit to you guys. So I've used Apex, I've used Tradeify, right? I've used Blue Guardian, and I've used Alpha, and I've used TPT. So that's the ones that I actively use. Besides from those, the two that I've used, Lucid I'm currently using, and I haven't gotten a payout yet on Lucid, so I'm working on that right now. Just started Lucid. When did I start Lucid? I think the end of last week. And MFF, and I didn't like MFF. So out of the ones that I use, let me just say, the only reason I don't like MFF, it's not because of the rules or anything. It's just because, bro, that was the only firm that I, for whatever reason, bro, impossible to get a payout on, bro. I could not get a payout on that firm. It was like bad juju, some bad luck. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get a payout on it. So I was like, yo, you know what? I'll spin back on MFF at a later date. But yeah, I just switched off because I couldn't get a payout. Out of the ones that I personally promote here, it's hard to say one of the ones that are the best. That's so difficult, bro. I think Apex, Alpha, and TPT are kind of on the same level. But I don't know which one would be the best one out of those, bro. I really don't, dude. That's so difficult. Apex, Alpha, TPT are going to be the best ones. Same level for me in my eyes. Would you say today's Seek and Destroy? No, because we have trend here, right? Like, at least for New York AM, we have trend. It's clearly going lower, right? Clear trend here. But it's just, it's taken its sweet time to really do anything. What is Seek and Destroy? Seek and Destroy is range. This is Seek and Destroy. We might get the 5-minute change in state of delivery with a 5-minute inverse for value gap here. Might get it. Would have to definitely watch size here for sure, bro. Would have to watch size, I think. Yeah, 100% would have to watch size. I'm gonna switch accounts, bro. I'm gonna go over to my Blue Guardian because I just don't want to trade these 20 Apexes here today. I'm gonna keep it a stack and a half with you guys, bro. I don't want to trade these 20 Apexes today. I'm on my BG account. I can trade mini on BG because it's 150. It's 150. Instant fundeds? I don't use any instant fundeds. Like, I will never buy an instant funded account, bro. It's not worth it. On the 1 minute, we have what seems like clear MMBM. Yeah, we need to see it on a lower time frame or on a higher time frame. The 1 minute is not going to be enough here, unfortunately. Need to see it on 5. We need to see it on a 5. All right, we have 30 seconds left till this inverses. Maybe this is the trade here. Let's see. Damn, bro. No inverse. Crazy. Wow. Unreal. What's your recommendation on sizing for a 50K account? 50K account, I would do a $150 to $200 risk per trade. If you have no buffer, $150 to $200 risk per trade until you are at $1,000 of buffer. Once you're at $1,000 buffer, you add another $150 risk per trade, and you keep doing that. And if you lose $1,000, then you remove $150 of risk per trade. 25K? I don't know. I've never traded a 25K. I don't know why you would trade a 25K anyways. Why the hell would you ever trade a 25K? Trump's talking. Is he? Is Trump talking, bro? Damn, bro. He is talking, isn't he? That's why this is cooked. This is Trump is my favorite confluence. Do you update trades throughout the day when you're not on YouTube? If I take a trade throughout the day, then yeah. Honestly, they be trading way more than me, bro. Like, to keep it a stack, they trade way more than I do. Yeah, this is fried PA. I mean, I'm here because it's whatever, like, you know. But this is absolutely disgusting, man. Trump spam tweeting about tariffs on market open. Yeah, bro. That's another thing that kind of throws off, like, where this thing might go as a whole, because Trump obviously, so the tariff decision got reversed, or they tried to reverse it in the Supreme Court, saying this is unconstitutional. And so, you know, market literally like pumps off of that. And then literally over the weekend on Saturday, Trump announces another 15%. So basically saying, fuck you, Supreme Court. The trade you were about to take, why didn't it work out? I've been watching the videos, trying to put action to those videos. So this trade that I was going to take, I was waiting for either a 5-minute to inverse, this 5-minute fair value gap. Either this was going to inverse, meaning close above, or it was going to close above this level here, which is the change in state of delivery. Just took 2 losses attempting the CISD at 947. Okay. 947 CISD, right? 947 CISD. Let's see. 947. Okay, so this one right here. This is the one you took? I'm imagining this is the one you took here. Can you show me a 15-minute PDRA that you took this 1-minute CISD off of? Because 1-minute CISD, 1 minute is the aligned time frame for a 15-minute PDRA. Can you show me the 15-minute PDRA you took it off of? I used the 1 hour. See, Dark Deluxe? I'm trying to make you, I'm asking questions so you figure out the problem yourself here. Do you know what you did wrong? There you go. No fresh 15-minute PDRA. Not just that. What's the aligned time frame for a 1 hour? So, because you said you used a 1 hour, right? I had the same 1 hour marked. This is what I was using too. But what was the aligned time frame for this? Boom. 5 minute. 5 minute is the aligned time frame for a 1 hour. So we never got a 5-minute change in state of delivery. Again, if you're confused about aligned time frames, change in state of delivery, whatever it might be, don't worry. The video on change in state of delivery is dropping today. Shameless plug for Keys Cover Discord. If you're not in there, you're missing out. LBU shameless plug, bro. What do you do in times where there's a 1 hour and a 15-minute PDRA? If we have a fresh 1 hour and a fresh 15-minute, then I use the 15-minute. The highest probability one would obviously be the 1 hour, right? Like, because it's a higher time frame, it'd be a higher probability. But you can still use a lower time frame one in that case. Do you get a report from Apex? Yeah, I do. Like yesterday there was yesterday I think there was 90 people. The day before that there was 7. And then I don't remember last week, like how many people got Apexes at least. About 20 last week qualified for them. Yo, wait, Scott, are you at all 20 now? Or how many do you have, like, that are funded? Any levels from the system? This is going to previous day low, bro. This is going to PDL. Up to 16. Okay, so you basically gotta pass 4 more, and then you're good to go. There's PDL, bro. PDL just got smacked. That's full TP right there. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all I have for you guys. Goodbye. Love you all.